Getting a US visa has never been easy, but now, for thousands of Indians hoping to study, work, or just visit the US, it just got harder. The US State Department has rolled out a new visa directive and it's shutting down a workaround many Indian applicants relied on for years. So what exactly is changing? And why does it matter? And more importantly, how could it impact students, tech workers, and even the US economy? Let's break it down. Here is the new rule in plain language. If you want a US visa, whether it is to study, work, or visit, you must now apply from your country of residence or citizenship. That means Indian citizens can no longer shop for appointments in other countries like Thailand, Vietnam, or Germany just because the wait times were shorter. And this is not just for students. It covers pretty much every non-immigrant visa category. There are student visas, F1, J1, work visas, H1B and O1, visitor visas, B1, B2, and even journalist visas as well. The rule kicked in immediately, and if you try to apply outside India without proving residency in that country, your application could be rejected. By the way, the fees are non-refundable as well. For years, Indians have been visa shopping, flying to places where the wait was shorter. During the pandemic, the US actually allowed this. It was meant to reduce backlogs. But now that exception is gone, and that means one thing. The already long wait times in India are about to get even longer. Visa wait times in India are currently among the longest in the world, with Chennai seeing an average wait of 14 months, Mumbai at 9.5 months, Delhi at 8 months, Hyderabad at 7 months, and Kolkata at 6 months. Yes, that's how long you might have to wait just to get an interview slot. Indian students are the biggest group of international students in the US. Over 268,000 as of last year. But look at what's happening. Indian enrollments in US universities have dropped by 28%. F1 visa issuances are down 44%. And many families are now rethinking whether to send their children to study in the United States at all. And this is a two-way street. US universities lose money when international students can't get in. One estimate puts the loss between $1 to $3 billion if delays continue. Then there is the tech sector. The majority of H-1B visa applications come from software developers, data analysts and engineers, as well as IT consultants and system architects. And guess what? Over 70% of all H-1B visas go to Indians. These workers are fueling Silicon Valley, Wall Street, and big-name tech firms. But approval rates have been falling. Indian applicants face a 41% denial rate for H-1B visas, a 30% drop in optional practical training, and delays that are pushing many approvals past their intended intake dates. This is not just a headache for applicants, it's a talent pipeline problem for US companies. So why make this change now? The State Department of the US says it's about enforcing order and reducing fraud, making sure applicants actually live where they say they do. But critics argue that it's part of a wider tightening of immigration under the Trump administration's visa policy resets. The 2025 visa crackdown introduces a fixed 4-year cap on F1 and J1 visas, removes the flexible duration of status for students, makes mandatory renewals that add more paperwork and cost, and limits journalists on I-visas to 240-day long stays. So, if you are an Indian student, worker, or just someone with a US trip planned, what now? Aspirants are advised to stay compliant by avoiding overstays or unauthorized work, monitor embassy updates daily, prepare backup plans for countries like Canada, the UK, or Germany, seek legal help for complicated cases, and budget for potential delays and extra renewal costs. And most importantly, book as early as you can, because those appointment slots, well, they are sure gonna fill up fast. This policy shift is going to reshape how Indians approach studying, working, and traveling to the US. It could mean longer waits, more costs, and tougher competition, but also potentially more order in the process.